Greetings and salutations, my fellow Tekken players. Today, we will be discussing Lars' most useless moves and how we could potentially change them to make them better. Now, I understand that not every single move in the move list needs to be viable, doesn't need to be, crazy, powerful, strong, XYZ, but there are a number of moves in Lars' arsenal that are just outdated and have been grandfathered in from the old games and have not been updated in any type of way. So today, I'm going to be listing a few of them for all of you. We will start with 3. Now 3 is honestly such a trash move, alright? It comes out at around 15 frames, it's minus 12, it's high, it has an option for you to cover and crouch and maybe avoid a high, but it's pretty much a useless gimmick. It's a trash move with useless properties. And unlike some of the other moves, I'm not really sure how I would make this better. The only thing I can think of is maybe make it slower, perhaps, and make the crouch transition have plus frames or something, Maybe make it into while standing 3 from a standing position, so he's like super plus, but then he can like crouch after. I'm not really sure, but as it stands now, the move is useless. The next move on our trash list is 4. Seriously, what is this? It's slow as hell, coming out at 17 frames. It's minus 7, so your turn is done, and absolutely nothing comes from it on counter hit. I've argued with some people about this move, and they're like, oh, it's a safe wall splats, and you can combo from while standing 1. It's just like, oh, okay, so? I mean, the move is still underdeveloped garbage. Now, I understand that every move does not need to be godlike, like I've mentioned before, but come on now. His dad, his father, Heihachi, has a very similar move, but it's 1 frame faster and is a counter hit launcher, and he doesn't even need it. He doesn't even need a counter hit launcher from 16 frames. He has Electric Wind God Fist. He has down forward 2. That's safe. That's mid. So it's just like, why does Heihachi have a better version of Lars's move and he doesn't even need it? Questions that need answers. Come on now. The next move I'd like to describe is down forward 4. This move is shit. It's pretty mediocre. The range is bad for its speed at 15 frames. And I mean, think of any other down forward 4 in the game that's worth using. There's sometimes around 12 or 13 frames. Someone like Lars could usually really benefit from a 12 frame mid, akin to Dragunov or Armor King or Heihachi. All of those aren't as good as one another. Probably Dragunov's is the best, but having just a 12 frame mid, I mean, it's useful. It has its purposes. Why would you ever use Lars' current down forward 4 as it is? There's not a reason. There's nothing on hit. It's plus 2. It's plus 2 on counter. It's slow. It's steppable. And why would you ever use this move above back 1? You don't. Fix this move. Change it. Place it. Remove it. It's not good. The next move on our list is while standing 3. Useless, not good, and it's never been good since Tekken 6 when it came out. This move has the purpose of, again, what? Incredibly slow, it comes from a crouching position, and they've tried to make his while standing game more important to his game plan. However, Lars' kit just doesn't have anything built to complement while standing 3. There's no reason for it to be used, and the fact that it's a high is... And not only is this move slow, high, useless, but the pushback is so far, you can't even capitalize from risking your life for doing this move. Like, I'm getting mad. I suggest some kind of rework or complete replacement for this move. maybe another, just replace it completely for a power low. I mean, maybe you make it a power crush from while standing, like Anna's secret super tech, because she's the only one with a power crush from a while standing position, I believe. So they could give him something like that. But as it stands now, never use this move unless you're trying to flex. Never use it. The next move that I'd like to discuss is forward 3 plus 4. Now, I kind of like this move. It hits grounded. The animation is kind of cool, but despite it saying that it comes out in 16 frames, I've had this move blocked so many times. The reality is just they need to change the animation a little bit so it's a little bit more deceptive, 1, and 2, they need to not make it minus 16 on block. And if it's going to stay minus 16 on block, it shouldn't be only plus 1. It should be maybe, plus 3? Maybe? Plus 4? Maybe give it a slight counter hit effect or something. But minus 16 on block for a tiny little damage and plus 1 and borderline seeable? This move is a no-go on 95% of the cast. I mean, unless you're fighting like Steve or maybe like Anna, then they can't properly punish it. Aside from that, there's no reason to really go for this. Another trash move. Now, the last move I want to talk about in length is more of a stance. Up forward 3 plus 4. A flip. Now, I do gain some level of uses off of this move. It's mainly for me to switch sides on the wall for free. I mean, that's a pretty good tool for anyone to have. But I mean, I don't want to complain, but why isn't there more? This move has been in the game for about 3 iterations. Tekken 6, Tag, 2, and 7. 3 seasons in. And this stance has not been touched at all. I think they might have made the low that comes from it a little bit less punishable. Maybe it's like minus 12, minus 13 now or so. So it's not like crazy, you don't get killed for getting it blocked. But that's not really enough. None of the moves are great. The grab is bad. The low isn't that good. The actual mid from the attack, I've rarely ever seen it hit. It's just not a very functional stance. And to add insult to injury, we even have a character with a demon flip in this game. And it doesn't have to be one-to-one copy-paste, but they couldn't even left a few ideas? Come on now. Now, it is time for the lightning round. I'm just going to make a few quick mentions to a couple of moves that I have not really broken down detail by detail, So first, if they aren't going to give Lars any counter hit tools, maybe they could give him some more quick, viable pokes like Bob. I would say maybe turn back 2 into a more useful move by making it 14 frames instead of 16, because it's a little bit too slow for me at 16 frames. But if it was 14, it could be used a little bit more often in like poke strings and stuff like that. So I would say make back 2 a little bit faster. Next, we have forward 4. This has some niche Discord tech, but in reality, this move is a remnant of Tekken Tag 2 that was never altered. I'd say also make it a little bit faster. Maybe something around 14 frames, make it some type of counter hit combo, like all 4 hits connect if the second hit hits on counter or the first hit hits on counter. Just give him something. Give him something. If you're not going to give him a counter hit combo, give him counter hit launcher, give him some counter hit combos. Why was the old 1+2 removed from the old games? I don't know if everybody played Tekken Tag 2, but Lars had a string that was 1+2, and it could be cancelled. It was a mid, it was cool, it was interesting, it could cause hesitation. Why is it gone? Replaced with a Rage Art. Next, why is down back 2 hold 3 borderline useless now? They removed the ass flop. Well, the ass flop is still there, but before, you were guaranteed a free launcher unless they teched. They had to be ready to press square or something as soon as they got flopped over. But now, you can just hold back. So it's kind of Useless. Next, back 4. Below average damage. It's not a respectable counter hit tool for its speed. I'd say make it deal slightly more damage, somewhere between 58 and 63, or make it 16 frames and make it a counter hit launch. The move leaves much to be desired. I would say revert black +1 back to +5. The whack counter hit knockdown it gives is not worth the decrease in plus frames. And it's not worth being +4. They should bring it back to +5. And finally, I'd say make back 3 16 frames so it can properly punish big pushback moves. I could go on, but I'll stop for now. That's the end of the lightning round. Thank you for listening to me complain about Lars's kit and all the moves I don't like and all that kind of stuff. I only complain because I love the character, I love the game, and I wanted to get better. Let me know if I missed any trash moves in Lars' arsenal and comment them down below and tell me how you would change them. Let me know if you agreed with me, if you liked the video, maybe liked, and if you want to see more content, maybe click on the subscribe button if you want. So, thank you all, and I will see you all next time.